Yeah, so I was stopped apparently. First time that happens during the live. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. If you guys find your way back to the stream, I'll continue now as if nothing had happened. Let's see. Let's see if someone arrives. I'll try to write something live on the show.
Voici qu'il pleut sur le monde des légions de clowns. Et tous les clowns de tous les jours de la semaine et des dimanches ne sont pas tous gays. Voyez le clown drapé dans sa cirrhose qui enfile la rue d'à côté de chez vous. Écoutez-le quand il dit: moi, j'ai connu des palais. J'avais une femme et des gosses. Des gosses. Et puis un jour, je suis parti acheter le journal. Et je me suis réveillé la tête dans le caniveau.
So what was the track that got us in trouble?
Ma femme avait l'allure d'une bouteille vide. Et ma tête était lourde. Alors, j'ai chargé mes souvenirs dans les poches d'un vieux manteau. Et j'ai regardé le ciel et le monde. Et puis...
So let me just check quickly what happened.
Allez, bonsoir.
That will be interesting.
Bonsoir les grands et les petits. Les petits enfants. Voici. Je crois bien qu'il y a quelque chose de plus grand que les grands immeubles de Manhattan. Et de plus grand encore que la peur de la nuit, allumant les réverbères, où le monde dans ses pendaisons multiples vient gaspiller ses rêves. Dès le soleil couchant, je crois qu'il y a quelque chose de plus grand que l'injustice et ses gaspillages d'hommes. Et c'est peut-être la justice, en encore plus grand que le discours des ogres du petit écran. Je crois bien que la grande comédie des hommes n'est pas ce qu'il y a de plus grand, et que les adultes ne sont pas forcément en avance, ni plus haut que les enfants, non. Je crois qu'il y a plus grand que les embouteillages dans les poubelles de la morale, et plus grand que toutes les petitesses du XXe siècle. Je crois, oui, qu'il y a plus grand que ce siècle, s'il n'est que la somme des obsèques de la maison où est nu. N'est-ce pas, monsieur Pinochet? Tu m'entends?
Yeah, there was a copyright violation.
Général Franco? Ou
yes, it was the first.
Ou ton fantôme? Et tous les dirigeants de tous les soviets suprêmes, de tous les États-Unis et de la Terre, je crois, oui, qu'il y a plus suprême que vous, et plus suprême que la toile d'araignée, que disent votre public immense. Je crois qu'il y a plus grand que vos intérêts qui ne sont
hip-hop
pas
is not that
je crois qu'il y a plus grand que la richesse
outlaw
et plus grand
music
que
anymore.
le pouvoir
B+,
et nouveaux
Mel Mel,
esclavages.
Mrs. Mel, Mademoiselle Mel,
Voici
Marley Marl.
deux vieillards aux portes de la mort. Ils passent dans la rue d'à côté, par un jour
It's a pretty good
d'hiver,
trade-off though, what we're listening to now.
sans chauffage sentimental. Et là, je me tais. Je t'accompagne, toi qui me prêtes ton corps du fond de ta misère d'homme. Toi, le prisonnier de l'indifférence, dans un stade au Chili. Hier, nous n'avons tout de même pas oublié. Déjà, toi,
What are you talking about though?
l'exécuté de la rue d'à côté, vieillard aux portes de la mort. Hey,
Don't think I didn't hear you, Michael.
Mayakovsky,
I know that quiet vinyl.
l'inconnu sans nom. Et toi,
Hello Steven.
Oui, toi, je t'accompagne. Toi qui me prêtes ton corps du fond de ta misère. Et la femme, sanglotant dans un jardin public par un jour d'automne. Et toi, qui rêvais de retrouver toutes les lettres écrites par le soleil à chacun de ses fils. Hey.
Yeah, it was a great
Great
hip-hop track.
Du couchant, je t'accompagne, toi qui me prêtes ton corps du fond de ta misère. Deux vieillards aux portes de la mort.
Salut Fred. So what are we listening to? Huh?
Oh, mais oh, hey, je t'accompagne. Hazel,
Chêne Noir.
Hey, je t'accompagne. Regarde.
On their own label, in Avignon.
Dans la rue d'à côté, voici Tristan qui passe, encadré par deux flics.
One of the three albums by Chêne
Dans
Noir.
les jardins de l'éternité. Hey, hey, Juliette. Hey, Georges. Hey,
Look at that logo.
Hey, Pierre. Hey, Pierre.
Chêne Noir means black oak.
Benny. Hey, et Jean-Louis Christine. Hey, et Jean-Bernard, Jean-Pierre, Cathy, Philippe, Abel. Hey, et Daniel, Nathalie, et Polo. Oh, hey, André. Hey,
All the musicians
Antonio.
here,
Hey,
you won't find them anywhere else. So you might have made a connection. They did 3 albums, all great. It was a theater, music, troupe, and I don't know
Car hélas,
what the
toutes
French
les prisons ne sont pas construites en Dieu.
text,
Et il y a plus grand
acting,
que notre
how you
grandeur
perceive
de
it if you don't
prisonnier,
understand
plus
French.
grand que les
It's
raffineries
pretty good
de
if you
la
understand
Vera
French.
et les
Usually I'm not
torrents
that
de
fan,
l'art qu'elle
that much
déverse au long des
into that
autoroutes,
kind
plus
of
grand que la
stuff, but-
cérémonie du bulldozer qui fout tout par terre pour faire de la planète Terre le bocal aux poissons surgelés. Voyez, émission.
I have one album on Futura, the great jazz label. Yeah, unfortunately. This one is not too hard though.
De même, il y a plus joyeux et plus grand que les brouilleurs de piste, que les appréciations de Françoise Hardy et de Madame Soleil sur les
Probably have Aurora, Steve.
terrestres. Tout de même, il y a plus
Oh,
grand
yeah.
que les mystiques gavés de France Dimanche et du tout Paris, et que ceux qui pourchassent les mystiques au nom de la raison.
So how do
Oui,
you
il y a
guys
plus grand que la raison et plus grand que
who don't understand
et
French,
que toutes les
how do you
et que
deal,
les pays
how do you perceive these vocals, how do you receive them?
et les États et les confédérations et les partis et les sectes et l'argent. Hey, t'as pas 100 balles? J'ai des millions qui sont placés sur le nom d'une galaxie. Va savoir qui remportera la course aux étoiles. Hey. Tout de même, il y a plus grand que les pronostiqueurs de l'infini, et que l'homme, sur la lune, bouclé dans son scaphandre comme une autruche aux eaux de Vincennes. Hey. Mais il y a plus grand aussi que la pitié, la haine, les certitudes, les dragons, la jalousie, hey, enfin, tout ce qui semble occuper les loisirs rares des fils du ciel et de la terre, présentement, les hommes. Hey. Et ce n'est pas bien difficile qu'il y ait plus grand, hey, quand tu vois ce que tu fais de ton intelligence, de ta beauté, de ta jeunesse. Alors, cesse d'accuser les autres. Et toi?
It's interesting you say that, John, because
car il y a quelque chose de plus grand que toi.
it's really, she's acting.
Toi, tout petit, eu égard à ce qui est grand et qui a choisi d'avoir l'air grand. Par rapport à ce qui est petit, d'avoir l'air. Voilà bien l'une des clés du bien
She's a
pour
little bit,
21e
she's
siècle.
almost like wax poeting.
Ça c'est sûr, si on continue, on te plumera la tête et les pattes et le cou. De quoi? De quoi? On aura tout pour bientôt, si on continue.
Yeah, Ken Nordin is an interesting fellow.
Bientôt, si on continue.
You know, Aurora is probably more jazz, but this is actually my favorite one.
Sera devenu tout à fait irrespirable. Alors,
There you go. That's how I listen to English music.
Disparaîtra de m'aimer la terre.
You know, I'm not a big fan of Brigitte Fontaine, actually.
Aussi,
The humor in it kind of puts me off sometimes. But I respect it. And look at this beautiful label. Huh? Pretty basic, homemade. Just love it. Now, a Japanese artist who put out a few CDs in the early mid-90s on Sub Rosa. And then he kind of disappeared from the public eye. His two first CDs were really good, kind of Otakerish. I was thinking about Ken Nordin, or when you named him, I thought like, how could this out? This is Bisque. Self-release, I think. More or less. Oh no. It was released in Germany, but like out. No one expected a new Bisque record in 2012. And it's absolutely fantastic. Such cool time signatures. This is the only album by Bisque on vinyl. He has a bunch of tracks on compilations. People who were really deep into all the Otaker stuff and all that, this was some of the absolute best substitute with its own personality. Well, I have a lot of on tapioca. I guess a lot of people share their experience. Françoise Hardy, it's the kind of stuff that you don't expect anyone outside of France to enjoy. But maybe it's actually even more enjoyable when you're not French. Just put quickly another track of his because this album is quite short tracks, but so when this was released, it was so surprising. Like a mixture of like UK garage, two-step, footwork, IDM. Sounds like nothing. Well, hello, Dagon, I'm sorry. It's the first time the show got interrupted midway through by the authorities. Huh? But I hope you enjoy it. It goes in all directions. Salut, Bat. And yeah, 1 hour now already. So I'm to remind you guys now, well, it's a little bit weird, like there's 2 videos. But if you enjoyed tonight's program and you want to support it, you can like thumbs up to the video, leave a comment if you're watching this later. And if you want to support the channel, you can always leave a tip to your DJ of the night in the description of, not in the description of that video, but of the previous one, actually. Well, there's a link in the previous description where you can leave a tip to the show, which goes directly back into getting more of these records, obviously. And this is the right speed, by the way. Alright, I just edited the description of the new video with all the text from the previous one. What a weirdo you have to be to do something like that, don't you? Ah, yeah, I forgot about that. That's also a way to discover these past glories. She died a couple of years, didn't she? Or like a year ago, Françoise Hardy. Wife of, or partner, wife of Dutronc. Very peculiar French yeye singer. Yeah. I don't mind the humor. I love to hear her when she was invited in TV shows, Brigitte Fontaine, but okay, now an artist that I haven't discussed him in a long time, and I will do more so soon. It's an artist that I'm ambivalent with. His life, very interesting musician character, also probably a big asshole, but oh yeah, nice. Huh, yeah. Thank you, Thomas. I might have done that, yeah. She's still alive. Okay, well, for some reason I thought she... Yeah, okay. My bad, Françoise. Françoise, as we say in French. Françoise, si tu nous écoutes. Alright, why am I playing this record and talking about Morton Feldman? This being probably his first album, real album, under his name, not a compilation featuring him or a showcase as it was usual with a modern classical avant-garde. This features David Tudor on piano, Anaïd Agemanian on violin, and a bunch of people I don't know. Oh no, Yuji Takahashi on piano. He did some great John Cage stuff. Yeah, this was released, I'm not sure when, yeah, I think in 70 or 71. This is an early Cri, Composers Recording Inc. Probably the most reliable avant-garde label in the US. I know some people think it's wasn't the name of that Warner subsidiary, the budget label, non-such, but no, it's Cri, which it's fun to in French it means the shout or a shout. So Morton Feldman, he's one of the great composers of the 20th century from the US, but maybe also from the world. His music is quite unusual, quite different for the time, quite radical. He died in 88, I think, or 89, maybe 87, I'm not sure. But his very last piece is being released right now on vinyl for the first time, and it's quite different from his regular music. He's very concerned about tones, as you can hear here. There is a narrative composition, and every now and then it's like everything kind of disappears and you just get into the meat of a tone, of an instrument. Thank you 808 for leaving a tip in the coffee jar. Much appreciated, Stefan. Yeah, Jane Birkin, she passed. Yeah, maybe I'm. Yeah, all these 60s French icons. Maybe that's why I. But no, I thought I think maybe there was a rumor that she died. Françoise Hardy, she's big into astrology. She turned into a crazy old cat lady in a way, in her latter days. But still, kind of classy. But I think I read something that she died, and now maybe also then that, oh no, she didn't die. Yeah, a lot of these Cri records are cheap. A lot of them are also not great, because the music was new and they were putting out so much stuff. So with distance, maybe not everything was 100% worth putting out, but I mean, if it's $1. This one I probably paid something like $15 in the mid-90s, I remember, because I got 2 copies of that. That was before I moved out, because I remember giving away my second copy to a guy in a jazz record store who was supposed to do a trade, and I trusted him to deliver something the next week, and he disappeared. Oh, John, thank you for support, for leaving a tip as well. Yeah. So this is what I really like about Morton. Well, he has a lot of string quartets, but when he manages to have the piano in as well, it took me a while to appreciate it really for what it is. It's I would say that this is highly intellectual music, and I don't mean that as a compliment necessarily. And I don't need to understand it, the intellectual level of the music. I do to a certain extent the composition, but really, if I share the music with you, it's because I understand it on an emotional level. And admittedly, he's one of these composers that took me a little while before I really, found a natural path to simply enjoying the music. No, Christophe, you bought a record from Dom. Nice. Hello, Joe. Yeah, I'm a bit bummed by the string getting taken down and broken in two like that. I hope it's just a fluke and not that finally I'm under the YouTube overlords raiders, or I hope it was just that track that for some reason. I hope it doesn't prevent me from playing more rap, huh? I know some of you would love that. Hello, I am the dead. Yeah, I agree with Wasnik. That's kind of a bit too much sometimes. With this record, there's also this thing that, like, it's easy to overlook it, but just the design of that cover, the choices of colors back in 1970. I don't know, I find it, for me, I find it very appealing. Yeah, Morton was born in 1926. This is from 1968. Yeah, I know, the digital archivist, huh? But he was playing like classic, mainstream popular records, which sometimes I do, at least a song or two. It is, but you have to find the emotion a little bit in it. It doesn't reward you instantly. It's not like a Philip Glass piece or it takes a little while before it reveals its shades, I would say. Some of it is not that relaxing and calm, and Christophe, there's still a shitload of tension in this, isn't it? Isn't there? Bye bye, Dom. Drink hour with the wife. That sounds amazing. But again, I'll talk more about this record, this upcoming record of his, and maybe some other records of his. I have a bunch. I'm not a fan of everything he's done, or I haven't connected with everything yet, at least. And why should I? But yeah, I thought it was high time to start like chatting about Morton and introducing the music to some of you who might not be aware of him at all. Is this a cheap record? Who knows? I'll check. I remember discussing that record on the VC some time ago, maybe a year ago. I don't remember with whom and why. Might have been with Davis. Oh yeah, it's a cheap record. Yeah. That's the group. I love the piano on this record. This is Billy Hart and Chance. You got Eddie Henderson, Oliver Lake, Don Pullen, Dewey Redman, Buster Williams, Hannibal Peterson, James Lott. It's quite an ambitious record. On Horizon, American Pressing. MK, are you talking about Morton Feldman? Then yes. And I'll talk more about it. Alright. I'm a bit suspicious, Steve, but if you say so. I'm a bit suspicious of all records that decide their audio file before they even made it, but... No, Joel Roger, absolutely not. Salut Didi. Yeah, this is a record you can get for like less than $10. There's a bunch of pressings of it, both sides of the Japan, US, Netherlands, Canada. 1977. It's so good. Un personnage, hein. Yeah, it's a fantastic cheap record. When you look at the lineup, it's only like great musicians, but I understand one might think it's too many. Like, whew. But they pulled off, and this is far from the only good track on this. Hello, Urkamur. Urkamur 1. Next, we're gonna go into bass territory. If you want to test the bass on your system, whoa, wow. Thank you, Bat, for leaving a tip in the tipping jar for your DJ of the night. Merci, Bat. Now, brace yourself. This track has some parts that are a bit cheesy, unfortunately, like the raga parts, but other than that, whew. This is for you, Marius. remix by DJ Hype, 1994 or 95 maybe. The drums. That part is a little bit cheesy in my opinion, but just the drums, the bass, and it's coming back. I did an edit of that track because it's that good. Blood clot. Thank you, Mercurian Man. Oh! Mercurian Man, thank you very much. A very nice tip. Very, very nice. Will be put to good use. Vocal samples are so almost abstract in the way they will cut in. So angular, I just love this. Imagine going to a club, entering, and this is playing. Ouais, on essaye. Remark, if I remember correctly, was one of the few American jungle producers from back in the day that got actually respect in the UK release. But the original is not that good. It's all about this remix by DJ Hype. DJ Hype is a fairly underground name in terms of mainstream for jungle, but yeah, he was. Now let's step into something even more special. An artist I mentioned a few times. I've had a few requests. I have all his records, and his records are wow. It's an undertaking. He used to work with Ennio Morricone. I got obsessed with him in the late 90s, like obsessed. And I will probably eventually do something just around him. It feels weird to just play a track of his like that, but well, maybe it's a way to introduce him. Roland Kayn, who was part of the Il Gruppo di Improvvisazione Nuova Consonanza with Ennio Morricone and Egisto Macchi, Evangelista, and all the guys. This is a box set album, 6 LPs. Like, when you get a 6 LP box set these days, it will be like at least twice this size. No need, as you can see. LP Coliseum. He has one side on one of these Deutsche Grammophon avant-garde LPs that were also a part of the box sets. I'm talking about these box sets. And this is the one that has him actually. As you can see, the lineup is pretty extraordinary. Mauricio Kagel, Elliot Schwartz, Stockhausen, Roland Kayn, Luc Foss, Lucas Foss, Luc Ferrari, Luigi Nono, Earl Brown, Gheorghi Ligeti. And there are 5 box sets of his music. If you're really a fan and you have them, it's worth getting the one and only reissue of his very first one, Simultane, that got reissued a few years ago, because there's an amazing booklet inside of it, or like really, really good information about Roland, who I believe is from the Netherlands originally. If I remember correctly, But this music is harrowing. It's instrumental, by the way. Or mostly. Well, there's quite a few CDs. There was like a 16 CD box set. They were supposed to reissue all his box sets, his vinyl box sets, but I guess the first one, the one I showed you, didn't do that well. I think the timing was not right, and they didn't explain well enough the why. I mean, normally the why doesn't matter, it's just your ears. But it's such an undertaking. The concepts behind the music are quite mind-blowing also. If I go deep into it, I'll do a video about it. Oh, thank you, Russell, for leaving a tip a very nice tip as well to you, tonight's DJ. Thank you very much, Russell. Much appreciated. This show exists thanks to you, by the way. So there's of course, no obligation to contribute, but if you can, it fuels. Like every week, I I'm not complaining. I guess so, but it's so difficult. Imagine a box set with 6 LPs of this obscure composer for most people. It's quite a risk. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Marius. Really. Yeah, good point. Maybe he's an artist in a way so far. He deserves much more, but people like Jimo, Cortez, like anyone who discovers him and get a chance to really go deep into it. Well, that's the time to do a little tipping then. Wait. Yeah, that's the one I think that is in the yellow box that I showed. Well, that's already good enough. Yeah, it is. Someone asked me to play the darkest somber music I could tonight. And I don't know if that's dark in a way, and I don't like that much like dark for the sake of being dark, like a special effect, a gimmick, with a few exceptions I will concede. But Roland Kayn music is so, for me I put it on the same level as Ligeti, but even more. Yes, that. What are you checking, John? I love these labels from Suburban Bass. Suburban Bass is probably my favorite hardcore label. Jungle hardcore from the first half of the 90s. But I really like Mercurian Man's take on this, getting crushed by a heavy weight. It is, in a way, it is like totally maximalist music. It feels like it's covering the whole surface. Thank you, Marius, for doubling down tonight. Ah, Bandcamp, yeah. Hello, Eddie. You're always polite, but you have to stay a little bit sometimes, huh? Get into the danger zone, the real one. Yeah, that's the issue. But this, you know, the scenes in 2001, the Kubrick movie, with the Gheorghi Ligeti choir music. It's not miles away from this. And by the way, these would be, I would put a seal of audiophilia on these records. They are great music. The music tends, like, imagine if it's pressed well, which it is. on a great sound system, imagine how far you can travel with this music. Yeah, I mentioned the first one. I showed the reissue of. Which is very similar music, but also very unique. And this one is a free LP. If you want to have all his box sets, I think there are 3 triple LPs, 1 quadruple, and Tektron, that is a 6 LP album. Oh, nice, Eddie. You meet Jose, Chance, Jason, Patrick. But more importantly, did you get some good finds? But someone like Eddie, that I assume doesn't get close to this kind of music that often. When I mentioned 2001, that I'm sure Eddie is more than familiar with. Do you see what I'm talking about? And the power, the potential power of that music, and how it can affect your mind, your body, your emotions. Yeah, there is something absolutely transcendental about that music. As long as you manage to find your entry door to it. For me, the first entry door was the price point, because I got these records basically to be able to listen to them at first, because they were so rare, because they were not well distributed. They didn't do that many of these, but every now and then someone finds a box, because no one bought this, unfortunately, back then. I'll tell you what, 15 years ago, I guess it was, maybe even a little more, I got booked to do the soundtrack to a fashion show in the Romanian embassy in Paris, right by the Goethe Institute. And let me tell you that the big room in the Romanian embassy looked pretty scary. It literally looked and felt like you were in a dungeon / slaughterhouse in Dracula's castle. Like tons of black steel spikes everywhere, very, very gothic. And I was asked to play music for like a 25-minute long fashion show, and then to do a 1-hour mix. I played Roland Kayn. I did play Roland Kayn. Playing the whole first side of that, because why not? Like, I guess it's the first exposure to his music for some, so yeah, I hope you get into it. The reaction, yeah, that's a good question. I was quite deep into my set, and there were a lot of guests who had no idea how the venue would look like. A lot who had no idea what the sound would be like. The collection, the fashion collection, was pretty not extreme, but pretty radical as well. So it suited the whole thing. I had the chance to visit the place beforehand. There were some people who literally got scared during the whole thing and who stepped out. Yeah, that was pretty amazing, Angela. And thank you, Christopher. Thank you very much for leaving a tip tonight to your DJ of the evening, wherever you are right now. Maybe it's not the evening yet. I was thinking about these records as well because Fred Perlman did a little chat stream and someone mentioned Roland Kayn, and I was like bragging, showing all my box sets, and thought, yeah, I've been talking about them long enough. I think it's time to play some of it in this show. The whole thing about Roland Kayn's music is that how he managed to make every sound, every instrument, the human voice here, indistinguishable from one another, but in a very potent way. It's not just, a wall of sound. It is that as well, if you want to receive it that way, to formalize it, By the way, thanks to Niels, I got some new speakers as well, and it sounds just fantastic. I'm gonna try to implement something with another friend soon, so that the sound that you get is even better now. There are ways that I can improve that as well. Don't worry at all. It's nothing special, John, but it just does a good job so far. It's an improvement from what I had before. Right before we get to the midnight dance floor, 808, I'll just visit another place quickly before that. Or quickly, maybe not that quickly, we'll see. Yeah, Marius is correct. Sometimes I go, I don't mind the most radical shifts, but after that I thought like, let's have some John Handy, Karuna Supreme. On MPS BASF. So it's basically John Handy with Indian or Pakistani musicians. So John Handy, great saxophone, alto saxophone. Zakir Hussain, yeah, on tablas. This is from 1976, recorded in Germany in 1975. And it's one of these great fusion LPs where it doesn't get too, you know, postal card like. Hello, this. There's a sugar fruit fish drink that is about to finally be released on vinyl. Yeah, there's a good Dave Pike record in that area. Mark, again, John Handy, Karuna Supreme, with Ali Akbar Khan, but also Zakir Hussain is probably the most known. Not our own John Bandy, but John Handy. There's a bunch of pressings of it. This is the original German pressing. Quite a cheap record, like it's not super expensive, not like dirt cheap, but you can probably get it for like around 25 bucks. Ah, yeah. You'll be so happy with it, I think, Steve. The funeral music for Perez Prado is so beautiful. Did you know it, Mark? Thank you, Christoph, again. I'm sure that's a record that Chris Cole must love. Sure, but no, straight away after that. We need the contrast, always. Some contrast. Oh, actually, I know what. I love these records that are kind of easy to listen to, but there's still enough happening that like it's difficult for it to just be background music, at least for me. Yeah, the alto is my favorite saxophone after the soprano. I wish there was more music like that, more like mellow fusion with the soprano. Kayn, master of the sarod. This is the sarod that Fred Big Star is talking about. Not the most well-known Indian instrument, but yeah. Often for me the word fusion is used for music is because most fusion, in my opinion, is kind of like trying to get the best of both worlds, but in a cynical way. Like, let's try to get both audiences, and in doing so not do something organically bursted. This I have no issue with. This I find, I just find this sounding like the meeting of musicians who find a way to communicate. It's a dialogue and it's beautiful. I love how John Handy there doesn't take that much space. He just comes in when it's his turn, like a good discussion. Yes, and I think I've got nothing to envy from Ravi Shankar, to be honest. Oh, John Handy, I didn't know that. He's from Texas, Dallas. Still alive, apparently. For those who don't know, he got his break with Charles Mingus, by the way. He played in various like sextets, like lots of big ensembles of Charles Mingus, yeah. Scott Dog. This is I guess again the point of this stream is to get rid of barriers between music, to talk about to have no hierarchy between all kinds of music, and when it's admittedly something that is further away from the mainstream or whatever, to at least talk about it with some joy, because why not? Hard Work is the album he did right after this one, yeah. That's basically his golden age, when he was really coming together with himself. Oh, the belly dance records, man, don't get me started. I played so often. I played that a few weeks ago, this literally a Snake Charmer record. So, for whomever was asking for the disco, huh? Let's get into some nice midnight deep house with some superb lush pads. And a lot of flanging on the perks. Gun's first album from a few years ago. Just enough syncopation to get you in to forget about your mind and just rely on the body. I like about deep house when it's like that sparse enough and not too soulful. I like the modular aspect of it. Basically, you build one master loop with all your rhythm elements, your perks, and you build it well enough that you can just take one out, take a second one out, and just do all possible combinations and go through all possible combinations throughout your track length and play your loops almost like instruments that way. And it's just fantastic to me how you completely change everything and bring back energy constantly by just subtracting, adding. This is what house is about in many ways. Hello Guillaume. And yes, it's kind of like it's dreamy house in this instance, but there's the contrast. The kick is and the bass drum is hard enough that it gets you going. And this loop. Good. Yeah, it's always good when this is dancing. It's telling you you're doing good. But it was always that, basically starting with Cubase and Tracker, how it kind of forced onto you the 4-bar model of like writing music, which is a little bit of a shame as it reinforces all the Western music tropes. But yeah, like Ableton Live took it to an extreme in a way. I don't remember when this came out. I think it was probably like 6-7 years ago. I know the guy got some attention after that. For me, this is why I'm interested in him. This record didn't get that much attention, but this is the kind of tracks that if you want deep house, this track is timeless. It will work in 10 years. Will work 20 years ago. It's just minimal enough. And you gotta love records that use the turtle as its totem animal, huh? Yes, lush is exactly what that track was. Now this is a weird record, but a pretty good one. This is a noise band, by the way. But sometimes they were less about the noise when they had too much space cake. Terminal cheesecake. It's a this LP, I think they did two. Where is the other one? I think I prefer the other one, but I love this track. Gâteau d'espace, in approximative French, space cake. Amazing artwork on these records. So this is more like industrial dub. It's just a weird record. I love it. And Terminal Cheesecake, there's a connection of obviously with, or not obviously, but with the record of last week, Techno Animal, because this was produced and released on Kevin Martin's label, and I'm sure you jazz heads would love this cover. On Pathological, Kevin Martin's first label. This is from 89 or 1990. So quite unusual to steal. Oh. To steal the Blue Note logo, and not just the logo, but the whole the whole design. So it's a very cool band. They started again a few years ago as a more like rock noise band, like a little still psychedelic, but for me it's all about the first records, and there's quite a few. Now here comes the dub. Yeah, kind of. Post-grindcore UK noise music in the dub psychedelic realm. Oh, that's a nice trip, Marius. There's good stuff to be found there. Still some unknown stuff. Well, then it wouldn't be stoner music, Marius. No. That's comment of the night. This. Amir, nice to see you again, huh? I mean, what's quite funny is like when you think about stoner music, you would probably not picture this instantly, like at first or at second or at third. But when you get to listen to it, when you get into it and you know it's like you're being told it's stoner music, it makes totally sense, doesn't it? I couldn't talk about the soprano that much, and I'll play some Steve on the French Sarava label. Sarava is an amazing label. I think Brigitte Fontaine released some of her earlier stuff on Sarava. And you get Kent Carter, who we played earlier, on bass and cello. Nice to see you, Fred. Nice for stopping by. I'm probably done in like 10-15 minutes unless people go crazy. Yeah, good point, Scott. And that's the time where I remind you to thumbs up, like the video if you do like the video. You can always, I noticed that some people will ask me what I'm talking about when I talk about the community post. I think there's a way to subscribe to the channel in a different way, so you get the messages from the community post where I announce what's upcoming. I try to at least. And if you like tonight's show, you can always support the show by leaving a tip in the coffee jar in the description of the video. That's always very useful, much appreciated. But we have at least a couple of more tracks. Steve Lacy is I would say Steve Lacy is the saint, the patron of this show. He would probably object to that. Let's have something really for this now, huh? Or is Ryan still here? I have something a bit unexpected next. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't get much more free jazz with like this kind of cover art as well. Like literally stream of consciousness from a child on paper. Jacket by Alex Brisset. Or no, Alex. This is from 1974. This is like almost 50 years old. February 74. 50 years old. Crazy, isn't it? Boris, of course I have Boris. But I'll surprise you more with the next one. I get you, but then Sarava, okay, I'm gonna listen, but I see also, it's a good cover. I love also that on this here is the middle of, like, basically it's a schoolboy, like, you know, book where you write and you only got a third of it there and the other 2/3 here. Stroh's is so good. Also on Sarava, if I remember correctly, right? You're afraid now, huh? The next one is from an artist that I've humbly professed my lack of interest for. But I mean, this from Mazzy. Here's the inner sleeve, huh? Who might that be? It's from an artist who tends to have women on his covers. Brian Ferry. This is from 2010 or so. And this was a limited edition, like really. That's why Steve Lacy is so important in so many ways. Yeah. That was Brian Ferry trying to do his Kylie Minogue album, and he quite succeeded, I would say. Good bass.
Nobody knows you're here, deep undercover.
I think it's a pretty good track to end this stream, huh? Quite a long one.
Be afraid. Why do you suffer? Another night, and I've enough of it. You say you won't, but good, I know you will.
This is how I like Brian Ferry, by the way. This is how you can hear he's actually got a great voice when it's stripped down like that. When it's not taking over everything and trying to do too much.
This time's made for love. Let's play together in every bar and club.
Time and Space Machine remix. The Leo Zero is amazing as well. I think it is, Steve, yeah.
You say you won't, but good, I know you will.
Well, you chose the cheap ones, so that's okay. And yeah, anyone who liked the stream enough, who got some good stuff from it, ordered a few records. If you can afford it and feel like leaving a tip in the coffee jar in the description, you guys rock. Vinyl Pants just did. Thank you, Vinyl Pants.
I'm hungry for your lies. You scream and whisper.
Yeah, there was quite a few of these, and I was on point. This is the best one, in my opinion. There's one with Piluski. Yeah. Filoski, but the very end. Really appreciate it. Nice. Okay. Yeah, it's a fun track. I agree, Russell. It's a fun one. Thank you everyone for stopping by, despite the little kerfuffle with YouTube unfortunately cancelling the stream at one point, but thank you everyone, and especially thank you to, thank you to Thomas, thank you to Marius, to Sean the Vinyl Dreamscape, to Gidget, to 808, to John Levinson, to Bat, Manian, Mercurian Man, Russell, Marius again, Christophe, and Vinyl Pants. Thank you guys. If anyone is watching this after the fact, or even now, if you feel that that's your moment to tip your DJ, we have a few more seconds of this track before I let you go back to reality, to real life, until next week. It was pretty fun, wasn't it? Going from Roland Kayn to this. Thank you guys. See you.